Hello everyone, I'm Monica again. Today I'm sitting with Mr. Dilip Gupta. He is an IITian and he has done his MBA from Faculty of Management Studies. He is from Indian Engineering Services 1992 batch and has served Indian Foreign Services in Nepal. Currently, he is serving as a Managing Director at Sagarmala Development Company Limited. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Monica.
So first of all, we want to know what is Sagarmala project, when it was launched and what is its objective?
Okay. Sagarmala is a program launched by the previous government in year 2015. And the whole objective of Sagarmala program was to develop our vast coastal line of 7,500 kilometers. And this program was divided into the 4 pillars, which we call as Sagarmala pillars. First pillar was the port development and its modernization. Second pillar was the last mile connectivity. Third pillar was the port-led industrialization. And the fourth pillar was coastal community development. So while you see the first 3 pillars is exclusively for the development of the coastal area, for the logistic movements, as well in giving the employment boost by generating the industries. So this is the major focus of the Sagarmala program. And fourth one is obviously, since we will be disturbing the ecology little bit. So to compensate that, we have to do everything what is required as per the environment point of view and for the development of that community. So that is why the 4th pillar of community development fund was also added into that program.
Who are or will be the main beneficiaries of this project?
The whole country is the beneficiary of this project because Sagarmala is nothing for any personal. Any private person or who's coming to develop the potential of this coastal area, he is most welcome for this project because this is looking for some sort of PPP model because people should come. Government is ready to finance it also partly. Banks are, it is already classified into the infrastructure projects. So banks are very happy to finance these projects also. And as you develop any greenfield port or any coastal economic zone or anything like the railway line construction, anything, then this gives huge opportunity for the employment. And obviously this reflects very positively on the countryside and you develop the complete citizenship, the complete people of that area. So I will not say it is benefiting to some particular community. It is, I think, overall benefit of the country.
What is the current status of the project and do you see the timeline being met?
Look, for the development of Sagarmala, initially a national perspective plan was developed where we have seen almost 650 projects were mentioned in that booklet. It's available online, anybody can go and read it. Out of that, almost 200 projects are completing nearby. I think by 2020 we will be completing almost 200 projects and this involves investments almost 2.5 lakh crore rupees which has already been invested in terms of the port developments, railway line constructions, coastal economic units, small units on that. So all these areas we are working on it. Phase wise the programs are being launched and people are coming, the private persons are coming and giving a great hand into development of all these sectors.
How do you plan to compete with the private people who have already developed their ports? Because I understand that Sagarmala is particularly serving the PSUs, ports like Paradip.
No, it's not. I think you are mistaken. It's not made for serving the only government ports. No, not at all. It is at par for everyone, whether it's a private port, minor port, major port, small port, anything. Not only ports, anything related. The first pillar is only about the port. There are other 2 pillars like the last mile connectivity.
Right.
Last mile connectivity about only providing the approach because developing a port can't do anything until unless there is a proper evacuation system from the port. No port can develop, no logistic movement will take place. You can't depend only on the roads. Even if the roads are there, because the country is growing very fast. The load is increasing on the ports.
That's
the
right.
whole target of Sagarmala, that we were handling 1.5 billion ton, we have to increase to 3 billion ton capacity by 2025. The double we have to do whatever we were having in 2015.
Right.
So that necessitates always the roads, railway. So the last mile connectivity, you need huge network to be added into
So
that.
you mean to say last mile connectivity, are you also planning to develop some multimodal logistic hubs?
That will be a part of the obviously logistic support. But since you asked whether this is only government, but I'm saying no, we are making the railway lines for the private ports also.
For private ports
And
as well.
I have not told you about my company, because Sagarmala Development Company Limited is also supporting the Sagarmala program. There are many programs of the railway line and roads which is coming to us for financing. So we are doing that also.
So Sagarmala Development Program is executed by the government, and they formed Sagarmala Development Company Limited to execute it.
Not exactly execution, but suppose what the...
How does it work?
Yeah, that's correct. How does it work? The Sagarmala Development Company Limited sort of is a financial institution which is created in 2016 with an authorized capital of 1000 crore, and paid up capital as of now is 340 crores. And we are supposed to finance a project for which the private persons are not able to generate enough equity which is required for that project to be done. I will come with an example for you, mathematical example, perhaps that will be better understood.
Sure.
Suppose there is a project of 100 crore, like you perceive a project which is very good for the coastal area and you want to develop that, and project cost is 100 crore. And since the project has been classified under infrastructure, you might get a 70 crore rupees loan from the bank, but still you need to generate 30 crore equity from your side.
That's right.
Until unless you generate the 30 crore, you can't get 70. Suppose out of those 30, you are able to generate only 20 from all of your sources. But it's a good project. In want of 10, you will not be able to do that. So Sagarmala Development Company Limited will be here to help you out. We come as a equity partner, not as a loan. We give you equity of 10 crore and we two together will develop an SPV for that project of 100 crore. So you will put in your 20 crore, I put in my 10 crore. Now your 30 crore financial closure is there. Now that SPV which has been created by two of us will go to the bank and take 70 crore loan, and there is a financial closure of 100 crore. Then we can appoint the persons in charge and then we can drive the project. Obviously it's for lifetime. You have to run the project for 40-50 years. So there will be there first the construction, then after operation maintenance. There could be different model for that. But SPV has to be created first of all to create that model.
So how many SPVs have you created till now? And how
Till
many
now,
are in pipeline?
See, I am in this place since last July 2018 only. So almost it's a 9-month time. We have already done 4. One is the railway, 2 is the road project, and the 4th one is the Chabar. My completely subsidiary company is there, IPGL, which is looking after the Chabar operations. It's a very big project from a strategic point of view of the country, and that is being taken care of by my own company. It's called IPGL. Headquarters is based in Mumbai there. They look after all the operations of that. So we have almost made an investment of almost around 200 crore into all these projects till now. Is equity support. Project value will be much higher cost, but the equity support is only this from my side.
And how many companies are going to be formed now? As in, what is the project?
As of now, I have many. I am already under evaluation of almost 40-45 projects.
40-45 projects?
Yeah, I am already under evaluation. But current year, yes, I am looking forward to having 14 projects for this financial year, which includes one of my dream project is that remodeling of Gateway of India at Mumbai.
Oh.
The company, you see, there is a lot of rush and people are going into the boats in a very haphazard manner. There is no systematic manner. So we want to develop a world-class jetty over there, including some restaurant chains and something, having a good musical fountain in between in the ocean side, and a proper jetty. There
So
private
Sagarmala
marina.
Development Company Limited is working for both goods and also for the passengers.
Passengers, yeah. We are also into the cruise. We are looking forward to having a cruise facilities also, sort of some tourism also. We are about to develop. I have received the informations and we are working on it. I would not like to disclose the destination correctly, but some beautiful place. It's something around 80 to 100 kilometer away from the western coast. It's a beautiful place. If everything goes well, then I will be able to develop a fantastic tourist destination for all the people of the country. And we are looking forward to having a floatel into the deep sea 100 kilometers away, and having the hotel industry on the Western Ghat. It's nearby one of the very great tourist places of the Maharashtra.
Are you going to create an island?
Island is already there but submerged. We are going to explore that island for you. We are planning to have glass submarines where the people can sit down and take a 20-30 kilometer round, and they can see the beautiful things inside the sea with a glass submarine.
Well, we are very excited to see that.
Yeah.
I hope your project will be executed. And
similarly, we are having to the railway line developments. Many port companies are coming to us for equity support in the railway lines. Similarly, we are looking forward for the slurry pipelines also in terms of iron and coal. Iron slurry pipelines are a feasible one. We are really looking into. We are talking to 2 to 3 firms. We are likely to provide. It's a huge cost. It's a cost incentive, but the logistic cost is almost. I will not say more than 30% of the what the presently the railway is charging for that. So if we are slurry pipelines are laid throughout the country, I am really looking for the steel industry that if they adopt this methodology, then the raw material will be much cheaper, and they will be either they will be able to reduce the price or they will be able to increase their margins.
well, steel industry is eager to have slurry pipelines, and already I believe Ministry of Steel is working closely to it. I want to understand that steel industry, I believe it will be benefited in 2 ways. As in, for your project, they will be providing steel to develop and expand port. Secondly, on the user part, as in they will be importing or transporting coal and iron ore. So, what is your opinion as in how this industry will be benefited on the usage part and provider part?
See, any greenfield port, if it is being constructed, then a lot of steel is being used. So any port construction is a huge boost for the steel industry, because many warehouses comes, and if warehouses come, the single sections of the steels are used into construction of that. A lot of metal sheets will be required for constructions, so that more number of ports coming into. I am looking into the future down the line, the next 5-6 years, many ports will be coming on in the.
You will come up with some tenders for the steel industry so that they can.
Tenders, I normally don't call my SPV call the tender, but yes, we are in the touch with the many players who are going to come up with the big projects. There is one very big project of refinery which is coming up. That itself is going to consume fuel in the Maharashtra side. It is in the news in the Ratnagiri refinery.
Yes, yes.
So that's a 60 MT plant. So 60 MT plant means it's huge, almost 15,000 acre area of construction for the steel industry. Huge steel will be consumed there. It is going to be a major boost for the steel industry. And similarly, we will be developing the port, and huge warehousing is going to come up. In coming time, I think more of the chemicals is also likely to be imported, so more of the tanks construction is going to take place. That will also consume huge steel.
Which means steel industry has a bright future with Sagarmala development project.
As Sagarmala develop, as for sure, if Sagarmala goes very well, the steel industry requirement is going to be up.
I think the companies must gear up with their production lines because we have huge requirements coming up. So, what are the major hurdles faced by the project and which have slowed down the progress?
No. There is we are not looking any hurdles as of now. I think all the state governments are very enthusiastic, and central government is obviously having given a wholehearted support for this project. Our Prime Minister is giving a lot of stress on this. He also mentioned about the Sagarmala in all of his speeches, and complete Ministry of Shipping is behind this project. Joint Secretary Sagarmala is there in the ministry exclusively for this project, and he is evaluating on a weekly basis on this. So I don't think that little bit of 1 or 2 month delays hardly matters in such a big project. But as of now, it is going almost on time, and we are delivering the things.
Right. So last mile connectivity, wouldn't that be a major problem for the end user? How do you plan to resolve that when attaining land has become a Hercules task today? Because
Your question is that the land acquisition is a task which is to be performed by the state government. It's a complete, but we are doing many projects for the coastal development, and yes, off and on there could be little problem, but I have not seen any projects which is stalled because of this reason only. There could be other reason, but because of this reason only, no, I'm not pretty sure about it. But railway projects, the last mile connectivity is the third pillar of my Sagarmala project, and we are asking all the ports, if you don't have last mile connectivity, please do come to us. And they are coming to us. We are trying to resolve the issues. If the roads are not there, this is being undertaken under Bharatmala projects per se.
So you are under close coordination with the
Ministry is in close coordination, not I am directly. For me as a MD of the SDCL, whenever any project for financing comes under this toll system, yes, we do consider that project. I have already made investment into 2 road projects and 1 rail project for that matter. And we are considering many other rail projects which is leading to the ports from the nearby Indian railway network.
So Sagarmala is basically encouraging the coastal movement. Are you also talking about inland waterways connecting with rivers, sea connecting rivers? Are you planning to do something?
Obviously, in this coastal movement, we are looking forward for the river sea vessels also, which can go into both river as well as sea. So the seamlessly it can go same, because if you keep on transferring from one vessel to another vessel, there's a problem. So we are looking for the river sea vessels also, which can go from river and then sea and go to the port directly. So you told me about the river sea connectivity. This is fantastic going. I think the IWI is taking a lead into this. They're already on the mini walk of the national waterways. They are being developed into that. So we are not looking at. I think just give us some time. This will come as a major way. And it's just you talk about the coastal movement. I would like to give you a picture of the movement what we are planning. We are doing what perhaps people might not be knowing. But now you see from the North India to South India, we have started moving food grains with the vessels now. The coastal movement, people are not aware. And now we are moving from Ganganagar to Karnataka, Kerala, all south. It is going by the coastal. From the Kandla it is taking place. From this northern belt, we are taking up to Kandla by road or rail, and then after it is moving coastal, because the coastal cost is very, very cheap.
So how much on the freight part the difference is?
Obviously, it's lesser than only the people are supporting, because this is all the private movement is taking place. FCI has given now the contract for the Concord to move it for 3-month contract.
Okay.
So they are taking directly from the field and putting it into the coastal vessels now and taking it now. But private players are moving. That's a clear indicator that now there is some saving for them. A penny saved is the earning for the private player. So if they are moving, it means there is advantage, clear-cut advantage. We are working only as a facilitator for them.
I think India is blessed with coastlines and rivers. This is going to benefit in a big way.
But we need to use it also. We have to understand, and we need logical supports to be provided. So government is working on that. Wherever there is a bottleneck, we have already getting a study done by the ADB. It's a very in-depth analysis for the fertilizer sector, food grain, steel, cement. For each sector, we are doing the study and see what are the bottlenecks which needs to be removed by the government, and then the SDCL will come into the picture for financing those projects in terms of equity support. And I'm all into like cement silos. Cement is not moving in the coastal region.
Right.
So we are moving the cement because the bottleneck identified is the silos problem. There is no silos at the birth. So we are going to create a silos now. So we SDCL in tandem with some other player, perhaps me, myself and the JNPT. Together we are going to create silos at the JNPT now, because the Maharashtra is having huge cement consumption in the Mumbai area. So now the private players like Ultratech, ACC, Build, there are other many small players. They are ready to move their cement in bulk and store in the silos, and the packaging will be done there to the market directly.
So these silos will be made of steel?
Obviously, silos comes out of steel.
Then do give us orders. Do give our steel industry orders for silos. Okay. So majority of the steel industry is away from the ports. How would this project support them?
Oh, good question. Now we are working on that only. See, the finished steel product is not being transported as of now in the desired way. Right. It should move. So we are looking into what was the problem. Then ADB identified the problem, like the minimum ship size which comes is in the 15,000 MT. 15,000 empty, suppose there are 10 vendors, but any individual vendor doesn't have a requirement of 50,000 ton. So they will not ask for a ship to come and take the load. But if somebody comes as an aggregator and collect from all the train and makes a lot of 15,000, then it's feasible. So their problem is now waived off. You are not worried about your steel to be shipped that way. You book it to me.
I will book it through Sagarmala.
They book it to the aggregator. Whoever is the SPV is there. We are in planning to have a SPV with that. Some fellow, private fellow. Like we are likely to be the Kalinga Nagar, for this steel industry area, completely is here. So we are going to create an aggregator place now. That is called steel aggregator. So each private producer can put their steel as per their requirement. We will bunch them together. We will order a ship and put it. So there the coastal movement will take place and the cost will be much cheaper. And similarly, if they want the bulk of the steel to be carried there on the port, and then they want to convert it into the sheet, something like that, resizing, cutting, they can process it there at the port and then send it to the market.
Process it at the port?
Yeah, I will provide the warehouse where we will charge for the place, but you bring suppose you with the long bar, the coils of it, now you make it to cut it to 20-meter size and then send it to the market. You can do that thing here. Send it in bulk to my port. Aggregator will sit there. There you receive your material, process it as per your requirement. Like you suppose you want to roll down to seal and convert into sheets. If you sell it into a seal, it will take large volume. If you sell it in the roll, it will take less volume. So all the thing is the economics of the worker. We are most probably we are likely to visit in the coming month with the steel secretary, the Kalinga Nagar, and talk to the industry player. Recently we had a meeting with the steel players in the Mumbai, I think only 2 weeks back. We try to understand their problem, and after understanding, they only reinforce our idea that you need to have steel aggregators in different locations.
Yes.
So that they can move the coastal movement and reduce the cost.
Exactly.
Because the logistic cost is huge.
Logistic cost is huge.
And similarly, we are also looking forward that if we have this slurry pipeline, we can have an equitable distribution of the steel industry in the country. Because they are now concentrated towards the mines. Because the cost of haulage is huge. But once the cost of the slurry movement is cheaper, they may think of distributed into that. So perhaps the distribution will be easy.
What are your future projections for completing this project?
Now, the Sagarmala program is envisaged to be complete in 2025, but it's a continuous process. You always see, I have achieved this, but now you want to achieve this. Your bar always goes on up. You want to make, now we are looking for a world, like I am going to develop, I told you about the Ratnagiri refinery.
Yes.
Obviously, that we are going to have 60 empty refinery itself, that means around 70 empty of crude oil is only going to come. So this cannot be a Desi project. It has to be a world class. So we are in talk with the Rotterdam port. We have already signed an MOU with them, with the Rotterdam port. They are expert. They have been in Europe, they have been handling it so long. This is I think the oldest port in that area. They are with us now. They want to come on board. They want to make investment with India, with the SDCL only. So they have signed an agreement with us now. And we are looking forward their association, as well as the major port association, and with the support of the ministry, a deep draft port is required for this to be developed. So this will be a futuristic project, because it's not only 70 empty. Then the finished good has to go out. This is only the import I am talking. But then it might go something 100 empty port. It will be a major port. 100 empty ports. So we are looking for a good ports, and with the foreign collaboration, with technology, this will uplift the standard. Sagarmala cannot be stagnant. It's a continuous process. Today you are here, but you can always upgrade the facility. Like today, my turnaround time for a VLCC is 5 days. Then I should plan to look for international standard turnaround to be 2 days. So for that, always an upgradation of the infrastructure will be required. So this industry has to be understood. There is a huge requirement of the upgradations. So first of all, we should increase the capacity. Then we might start working on how to bring at par with the international efficiency. We are large. We are quite back on the back side of. If you compare with the international standards, we are not at par with them in terms of the turning around time, handling of the.
So have you engaged in your current projects and future projects? Are you going to engage foreign parties for designing of the projects as well?
I told you, the Rotterdam port people, they are well established. They are world class port they are handling.
You just said that turnaround time is a issue
Correct.
here.
So if they do it in 2 days, we are not able to do it in 2 days. Perhaps we might be doing it in 3 days time and 3.5 days time. So we need to learn with them, and there is no harm in learning from the people. So we have already approached them. They have approached us, and with a mutual agreement has already been reached. And now they are working with us. They are very much interested in coming to the country.
So this is for technology. You're talking.
Technology, as well as they will put the equity also.
They will put equity.
They want to become partner into that, but only with the SDCL. They are moving in the country since last 3 years, but after having a discussion 3-4 round with us, they have frozen. They, okay, fine, sir, we want to come with you only. So they have signed with the NDA with us, and now they are working. They have already come here. Now I am supposed to go there. And we have already discussed a list of 15-16 projects with them, that they are evaluating those projects for the equity investment. So they will be putting in money actually. Not only they are transferring the technology, they want to transfer the money also and put in the project and own it.
Okay.
So I think that's a very good thing which we are.
That's a welcome step for the company who want to invest into India and be a part of the projects.
And since you are here with your channel, I would like to request all the people of the country that if they find anything good, a good project in terms of coastal area, any form of development related to coastal water side, if they are not having funds, nothing to be worried. Government of India has given us mandate to take equity investment up to 49%. Okay. So still I want the private player to remain the efficient. I want them to be in lead, but the government is ready to give them the support as well. The financial support, if you are a good entrepreneur, I don't want to deny. I want to give you an opportunity. Government want to help you so that you come up, do something good for the country, help in growing the country, help yourself, help the country, and we are always there to help you all.
That is really wonderful, and I believe Sagarmala is going to be a hit project for India. It's a welcome step. It is going to benefit both the end users and also service providers, and FTAs are welcomed. International companies can now find a place to invest into India. Private players are welcome. What more do we want? We really like to thank you, Mr. Dilip, for this wonderful interview.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.